Hello guys, EZAstronomy here, and today we are going to be... Wait, hold on, did you hear that? Who could that be? Oh god, it's back! But, anyway guys, hello, thank you so much for tuning back in if you happen to be one of the 20 people, I believe, who watch my videos regularly. And there was a 3-week period in which just everything happened, but we're back now. So the lights are different, the audio should be better, the video quality should be a lot better, and I'm hoping to do some fun stuff with the editing too. So hopefully we'll have enough to keep you guys interested. And as an apology for not uploading in the past 3 weeks, this week, starting this Monday, assuming you're seeing this Monday, I will be uploading every day, Monday through Friday. You will have a new video. If you don't see this on Monday, then assume this isn't happening. Wait. But anyway, I was thinking I'd do these next 5 videos in a series of sorts, and that series will be what kind of gear do you need for observing. And today, I'd like to kick that series off with what might possibly be the most important facet of this, and that is the telescope mount. Now, the first thing we need to ask ourselves is, what is a mount? But really, when it comes down to it, a mount, all that it is it's a chunk of metal upon which the telescope sits, which you can use to move the telescope to various parts of the sky so you can see things. But the sky isn't just this little square, so it has 2 degrees of rotation that aren't simply up, down, left, right. It has altitude and azimuth. There are a ton of telescope mounts and a ton of telescope mount types, so you're going to want to choose wisely, and hopefully you'll find this informative in advising you in the right direction. Well, first off, if you've made it this far, congratulations! You have now watched further than the average person watches my videos according to YouTube analytics. Now we get into the part of the process where you'll begin to understand why many of us would rather sit and play on an Xbox all day than pursue astronomy. What kind of sick person would do that? And that's because there is no Xbox of mounts. An Xbox works well, is easy to use, and is cheap. That's why so many people have it. In astronomy, such a golden, shining example of a mount has yet to reveal itself to us, and we're kinda stuck with something in the middle most of the time. And all mounts fall in the spectrum. Many of the good ones possess 2 out of the 3, but none of them happen to have all of the 3 great attributes that you want in a mount. Especially a mount for astrophotography. So, you just gotta choose which 2 attributes you want. So let's get into that. We're going to start off with side 2 on this triangle. Cheap and easy, but not good. I like to call these the Walmart mounts. As a general rule, this group includes fork mounts, which are alright if you want to hold a Schmidt-Cassegrain telescope or you hate meridian flipping, but not if you have anything even remotely heavy to attach onto it or you want to track items, especially accurately enough for astrophotography. And it doesn't bode well for astrophotography again, because you can't really attach anything onto it because of the nature of the fork mount, and that includes things like cameras. And it also includes wedges, which are good if you have an altitude azimuth mount and need an equatorial mount for astrophotography tracking purposes. But it can also be a trap for unwary budding astrophotographers who expect a $60 piece of equipment guarantees that it lives up to its promises of stability. Barn doors, which are more hard to use than anything, and can, at error of the user making it, push it out of the running for the good category as well. And overall mounts that defy any other classification than these. Suffice to say, if it needs an add-on that allows it to track properly, run. Run as far away as that thing as you can possibly get and do not look back. And really, when it comes down to it, when you're strapped for cash, these mounts start to look appealing, and you might want to switch to visual instead, as many of these, when coupled with the right scopes, aren't bad for visual observing, especially the ones that don't have astrophoto quality tracking. Next up, we have side 3. The mounts that every astrophotographer dreams of, but unless they happen to be a doctor or lawyer that's highly successful, will likely never achieve. These would be the Xboxes of mounts if they weren't thousands and thousands of dollars. Here we find mounts that are top of the town, intuitive, most impressive mounts as technologically feasible, and with the current hefty price tag are often impressive enough that the government uses them to track satellites. These include, but are not limited to, the Paramount MiT or Paramount ME, the AP900, 1000, or 1200 GTO, numbers that are, ironically, lower than their actual prices, and the Losmandy HGM Titan Go-To. But seeing as you're watching this video, you likely want to make an educated and informed decision on an economically priced mount that both allows you to take good astro photos and allows you to get your kids Christmas presents. So, with that out of the way, let's move on. Now this last third should be where you really want to think. These are the mounts that you'll find that work well, but you have to really work to make them work for you. The question you want to ask is, how valuable is your time? At least in astrophotography, this might be the single most important question you ever ask yourself, aside from, why am I freezing out here at 3 AM for a picture of the sky I don't even see? This is where my mount falls, the Atlas EQG. I bought it used for about $1,000. Many mounts, including like the Losmandy GM8, the Orion Series EQG series, fall under this category. Now, I can't speak out of experience for the other mounts, but for my Atlas, I knew a little bit of what I was getting into, and thus picked the mount that I thought would be the most common, and had the most software written for it. To this day, EQMod is still the first thing I launch when I open up the laptop controlling the telescope. But in the 2 years between then and now, I had absolutely no idea just how much I was going to have to do. This included endless hours of tutorials on autoguiders, polar alignment, drift alignment, plate solving, and more, while also purchasing and installing an EQ6 wedge to make alignment go easier, buying a cover so I wouldn't have to realign and set up every night, and finally paying for a thing called a Hypertune kit, where you took everything apart, cleaned it, and put it back together again, while also adding a belt mod to decrease tracking error, culminating all in the purchase of a Polemaster when I started this YouTube channel. By the way, that Polemaster series is doing absolutely great. I could not be happier with the response it got, and hopefully it helped the 500 people that watched it. But back on track. I invested countless hours and more frustrated nights than I can count, but having safely reached what I consider the light at the end of the tunnel, I went in with a $1,000 mount, invested quite a bit more, and exited with a telescope that basically functions as well as the ones I was drooling about looking to buy a telescope to begin with. And so hopefully these tips will be helpful in helping you choose a mount. Links to some really great telescopes and some not so great ones, and articles I found that were really helpful will be in the description below, and make sure to do all the things that say you liked the video if you liked the video. Comment, like, subscribe, and this has been EZAstronomy. I'll see you tomorrow. Here's to dark nights and clear skies.